Factory 5 Roadster 6882, an update video. This is March something, 3rd. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to try to put the body on. And what I've decided to do is try to get this registered pretty much as fast as I can, just so I can get that past me. So what I've done is, after testing the lights, I've removed them off of the chassis and I've put them on the body. So they are on the body now. I had to drill a couple mount holes here for this light, and on the back here you can see where those mount holes are. And then I had to enlarge this hole just a little bit. It was a round hole because this would not fit through. So that was no big, it was this one, would not fit through, but that's all right. I had no problem with the headlights because I had done the buckets before just to get the look of the car before I did any body work at all. So the other side is in place also, kind of just zip tied loosely so that that pigtail doesn't hang down. Same thing with this one. So that is the front. So really, once that's plugged in, or once the body's put down on there, I just have to plug it in to those. Now the taillights as well, got those mounted here, and on the inside, let's see how I can get over to it. On the inside, we just have two bolts, and these are held on. These come from the lens itself. So the lens comes through. There was a little gap here. I just put a little bit of weather stripping in there. Here's my 1157 sockets, just ready to go to plug into the car. So this one and that one, they're identical, but just show you there. So plugging in will be right there, of course. Alright, so the trunk aluminum has been my focus here recently. Really because the aluminum, once I get that on, then I'll be able to get the chassis, or the body, down on the chassis. Now I've done a drop butt mod. As you can see, this is a thick angle here. I've cut away the triangle formation here because this is a Mark III. The Mark IVs already have the drop butt mod implemented in them, but I like the look of the body down closer to the tire, and that's what I'm going for. Having said that, though, any of the aluminum that came with the car, I need to trim the aluminum. So on the back here is a wing that will come along here, and the body rests on that. That is not in place right now because I'd like to put the body on there, and then I will fit up something to see how what the size of it needs to be. Here's a trunk light that I'm going to have in here. This is my partition in place. This is some dead mat that a friend gave me. I'm going to put this on a lot of the trunk aluminum. I'm going to put it on this wall here, kind of thicken it, deaden the sound. Same thing with here. None of this is riveted in place, obviously. And then now you can see the separation with the cabin. Back here is the USBs, so we'll be able to reach this from here, and then have a wall, and the trunk will be on the other side. And there's another 12 volt supply. Haven't really decided if I'm going to tie that in or not. The battery, I made a little mount here. I just had these straps here. I wasn't really happy with it, so now the battery is very well established in that box. There's the typical bar hooks for a battery tie down there, and it's just pretty much held in place with that bar. Let's see, cruise control. I've done a couple things to the cruise control because I'm about to put the aluminum on. I want to be able to get to as much of the body as I can, or the mechanics as I can, before the aluminum skin is on. So what you see there are the magnets for the cruise control, and there's a sensor there. You may have seen that other video the sensor there, the magnets are going to rotate on the drive shaft, and I think it's 8,000 pulses per minute is what the computer has been set to read. That will maintain the cruise control. The other video, I think I just showed you the zip tie, but now I've put down the epoxy and I did put down the zip tie. I haven't touched it for a while, so I guess it's pretty well on there. I mean, it's sealed on there. I went ahead and put the zip tie on just to make sure that they were all lined up, and the zip tie falls in between the little groove of the magnet as well. So that's in place, and that's done. I'm kind of curious if that's going to work. Let's see what else. Alright, what else is the expansion tank? I've changed out my expansion tank. I did have this guy here, which is 2-inch diameter, and now I've got a 3-inch diameter. Although the first one was 13 inches and this one is 10 inches longer, the volume inside is about, I think, 70% more. I can't remember, but I'm hoping that it's going to be enough that I don't get an overflow coming out. So that has been changed. Let's see what else. Well, I'm not sure what else too much. I've been busy doing the wiring schematic for the car. This looks like a jumbled mess back here, I know, but I've got it all documented. Everything is down on the schematic. I've got everything labeled. I know where everything goes. I found a couple errors. One error was that the Phytech is supposed to control the fan. This is the yellow fan Phytech wire. This is the green control wire for the fan, and actually what this is the green from the ground of the relay, for the fan relay. And so I crimped that together, and then I just let it idle for a long time, and it never kicked on the fan. So what I had found in all the digging and stuff like that is that there should have been a fan switch, and sure enough, that's what this guy is here. I found it coming from the relay. This orange wire is what's supposed to be feeding the relay, and I realized I don't have anything feeding the relay in order to close the ground. Here's the green wire that closes the ground of the coil so that you can activate the relay. But there was this brown wire that was a power source. It's a switch power, and those are supposed to be tied in together because this harness is designed to where you turn this fan on manually, but you would need to have a switch for that. I didn't have a switch in line, so no charge was getting put to the relay, so nothing was able to charge the coil to activate the relay. So now that's all fixed, and that's good to go. Alright, well, let's see, the back aluminum is getting in place. A bulb seal here because I'd like to put on the body. I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of putting the bulb seal on the trunk sides. They said, they being the book, said that this doesn't get bulb seal. The firewall does get bulb seal, but for my fitting, the fitting is more for the back drop butt mod, so I'm not too worried about the front right now. What I am worried about is this waviness here. Now I know that it's not riveted or fastened against the steel, but you can see that there's a waviness here, so I'm going to try to maybe leave it open right now and see if that waviness goes away. And let's see, I talked about the battery. That's about it right now. That's a good update video. Oh, the gas gauge does work. I did the gas sender, and I pulled that out, and this is the right gauge. I was a little concerned about whether it being the right gauge. Once I did the schematics for the car, I realized that there's two fuel gauges. Under here is the plate, similar to this one, for the fuel sender, the information, and that works fine. So that was good to see. I did all positions of it, all the way full. Didn't quite get to the F for full, but That's all right. That means I have a little bit more gas when it gets to empty. All right, so I guess that's the update video right now, and things are going to be happening soon here, I hope. The insurance, I've called about insurance, going to be getting insurance on the car, and let's see what else. I'm trying to get it registered, so we'll see you on the road soon, I hope. Bye.